Remember, I once said before that if you look at the code 007, you will notice the two numbers 00 as in God or nothing or everything, and you'll also notice number 7, which of course is a very spiritual number. It's one of integrating your psyche with your spirituality, and it's all to do with the Kundalini rising and integrating that energy with yourself in order to activate your Merkaba. That is basically the number 7. And when you look at the code 007, you are being pointed to this fact that you are a spy as a light worker. And of course, that is because you are undertaking a mission at the moment. You are doing the dirty work. You are undercover. And when you are undercover and you are on assignment, you can expect to be undertaking any job, any role, doing anything and everything that is required for the mission to be completed successfully. But the problem is, a lot of us forget that we are 007 agents as light workers. And therefore, our ego takes over and we want to satisfy our ego. Yet our higher selves, those at the base where we came from, are constantly knocking on our consciousness, trying to remind us that we have an assignment to complete. And at times you'll bump into other agents, and because you are in such a top secret mission, you won't even know that it is an agent you've bumped into. And of course we get on our daily lives, whether we are doing any mundane work, whether we are part of a family, and nobody but ourselves and those at the base know that we are spies, know that we are agents. But just as it says in the good old book, when we return, which is now, as these spiritual spies, we don't take out people by blood. We don't at all. We are from the Melchizedek sector of this large arm of whatever body you want to call it. Whether you call it the Christ body, the God body, the Merkaba, the mothership, whatever you want to call it, you have to remember that you are from the Melchizedek sector of this arm. And as such, you do not shed any blood at all. All you do is spit fire, and that fire is spirit, and that fire comes through the word. So when you understand, when you are knowledgeable, when you have gnosis, when you are a Gnostic, when you know, you don't need to shed blood, but you get on your assignment very slick and very sleek, and you fulfill your purpose, not by causing any uproar or any upset, but simply knowing your code, in this case 007, and knowing where and what you need to be doing. That's all. So when you see synchronicity, when you see number codes, just remember that you need to match those number codes with your DNA codes, your genetic codes, because you have been sent. Whether you've been sent by yourself, your higher self, your ancestors, the Most High, Source, Universe, you name it, you have been sent. So you have codes within you. And when you go about your daily life, from the time you were a baby to the time you were in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you've had clues as to your purpose and your mission. But there does come a time when things come to a climax. Think of it like in the Matrix, where the synchronicities just become too unbearable. that you need to take a break. You're like, hold on. I need to sit down and really think what's going on here. That's when you are having your breakthrough as an agent, because you are getting unplugged and you are plugging into your own code, and you are now going out, not shedding blood, but spitting fire. You have the watch, you have the car, you have the suit, you got everything, because you are James Bond. You are 007. If you remember. Because you see, the game is so deep that as an agent, when you come on assignment, you are not aware that you are on assignment. Because that's how effective and authentic the assignment has to be. You don't even know the script. Jesus himself said, you do not know the day, nor the hour, nor the minute, nor the second, for the return will be a return like a thief in the night. That's how on game this whole game is. So just know that when you are on code, as they say in the streets, you are on code. You know. But even then you don't know when things go down. That's why you have synchronicity, because you get hints and clues from the universe that you've created and come down to experience as an agent, as a spy, a spiritual spy, may I add, a light worker. So even yourself, when you signed that contract and came down to do this job, you didn't even know what you're doing, and you had to discover it as you move along in this life. So welcome. You have entered the place. You have entered the lodge. Because remember, as a Freemason, your mind is now free. So you now understand. You're no longer locked in like a babe that cannot walk or talk. You can now walk, talk, and think. And you can recognize the synchronicities right in front of you. And you can fulfill your role consciously and enjoy the ride. And if you want proof of what I'm saying, just watch Lucky Man. We're all talking about Black Panther and Wakanda, but the same writer or the same inspiration behind Black Panther, Stan Lee, he had a drama out, I believe the year or two ago, called Lucky Man. Just watch that and you will know what I'm talking about in regards to this 007 and Lightworker theory. Because when you see all these superheroes, when you see all of these movies, when you look at the TV, the same TV that people demonize in the conscious community, you are looking at references and codes to yourself. And if you are conscious as a spy that is awake, you will now be putting the work in, so that when you go to sleep, returning back to your base, you've got a dossier. And that dossier is packed with information that your team needs. So get going and win. Peace.